Carlos here. C-Team is voting for D-Team. So D-Team should vote for Q-Team, and Q-Team for C-Team.
Did it really work?
What? Oh my god! What the hell is this shit? This isn't even a fucking game!
Wait, Eric. I didn't kill Mira.
With the fate of you, me, and the human race in the balance.
Then what happens if I don't want to push it?
What?
Somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but I don't know. I don't know why I pushed the button.
I'll never forget.
What do you think, old man?
He's a robot.
Different person.
Sigma! Sigma! I'm really sorry. No! Please stop this!
Shut the fuck up!
Why? Who really cares right now?
Time to choose, Carlos.
You're as
You
freaky as
are
ever.
that solitary snail.
Oh, come on.
The fate of the world rests on your decision.
What's the world gonna do with me? What, are we the last species on Earth? Hello everyone, this is Natnarf and welcome to what may be the final episode of Zero Escape series. We've unlocked We've unlocked every picture. We've unlocked every bad ending and alternative ending. We've unlocked all the other mysteries and all the other possibilities and to the reason why this game was started. But if you still don't understand this, the ending here might finalize your confusion. So let us begin to the last fragment of this whole darn mess. Where did this come from?
I knew it! Looks like the memories we regained are true after all.
The three wards were all in the same place. Then...
How did we all gather together?
Carlos?
Akane, Junpei,
And Mira, and Eric.
And you're Sean, right?
Carlos. What happened?
Proof of friendship.
Anyway, what are you guys doing here?
According to the schedule, C-Team and Q-Team should both still be asleep.
We took a page out of your book and did what you did. We used the cards to keep the bracelet needle from injecting us.
So, does that mean?
Yeah, I remember everything.
I do too. Junpei and I as well.
Over the past few hours, we got back the memories we forgot.
Well, to be more accurate, it's more like we accessed the morphogenetic field and
Don't be so
downloaded
complicated.
all of them.
Then you have the other history's memories too?
yes.
Then you're like us.
But why? Hold up. Eric and I are different.
Yeah. We didn't gain memories from other histories.
Then neither of you got injected?
No, we're the same as Carlos and the others.
I told them. Maybe I'll start from the beginning.
Yes, please.
First, so I could run the program in the Force Quit box, I accessed the central control computer. Then, I briefly turned off the communication network. That way, I stopped the surveillance cameras from sending any data to Zero. I didn't want Zero to catch on to what we were doing.
That's how.
And that's when Sean let us in on the truth of what's going on here.
We went over to the transporter room and picked up 2 cards. Before the injection, we each slipped one between our wrist and bracelet.
And bracelet.
Okay. Now you two make sense. But what about you, Sean?
Robot.
Well, you probably already know, but I'm a robot. Being injected does nothing to me. Then, every time the time limit approached, I was forced to go into sleep mode. Then, my memories from the previous 90 minutes were deleted. I didn't want that to happen, so... You remember me saying I accessed the computer? Well, I hacked my own system too.
He said he managed to cancel the force sleep and delete functions.
What about C-Team then?
We couldn't interrupt the surveillance cameras, so we had to be sneaky instead.
First, Carlos pushed me down and climbed on top.
What? It was just an act. I was only pretending to do it.
Carlos used that moment to whisper in my ear. He said to go to the transporter room and grab the cards in there.
But if I just let her go like that, it'd look suspicious. So Junpei and I stayed behind to get Zero's undivided attention.
He's still pissed.
I casually invited Junpei to the power room.
And got beaten up.
You can see the results of our conversation.
You should have told me what was up.
Nope.
If I had, then Zero would have figured it out. You look like you'd be a crap actor.
And after that?
We met Akane in the lounge. We hid from the cameras and each got a card from her.
Sorry, but could I get confirmation on something?
Yes, please.
Everyone knows what all happened in the other histories, right?
Yes.
Even you, Mira and Eric?
Didn't Eric say so earlier? Sean told us everything.
But wait. Why?
Why what?
Why do we know about the other histories?
Well, that's probably...
You want to know?
Ah! Hi, son.
Q? Or maybe it's actually Zero.
You are free to call me by my given name, which is Delta.
It's your son.
There's no need to look so threatening. You were the one who named me, Diana. It doesn't matter. I shall answer your question. Carlos, Kane, Junpei, Diana, Phi, and Sigma.
Hello, sister.
All 6 of you know that you are shifters, correct? think back on your path to this very moment. Did you arrive in this history by following a normal flow of time?
Nope.
No, of course you didn't. You jumped in from another history using your shift abilities. And it wasn't just this once.
A million times.
You have been shifting back and forth many, many times. From one point in space-time to another. You boldly took chances. Much like jumping from one tree branch to another. You have forgotten that fact, perhaps as a result of the medicine, or as one of the side effects of shifting. Regardless, your memories have been kept firmly intact within the morphogenetic field. It is simply that the 6 of you regained the memories of those times. One small trigger, and the levee preventing you from remembering collapsed. Sean is a similar case. However, his thought center is located within the quantum computer, so I suppose it's slightly different from you.
What about me and Mira?
You are both like me, in that we do not have the ability to shift.
You don't?
I have another power instead. The power to mind hack.
Nope.
Mind hack?
What did our parents do to end up making you?
I am able to read other people's minds. I know the thoughts and ideas that go through their heads. That's why I know exactly what Phi is trying to do right now. Step away from that device, Phi.
And when we blocked the injection,
I saw through your ruse.
Then why did you...
I wanted all of you to play the final decision game.
The final decision game?
The Force quit.
I find human decisions fascinating. More specifically, the world branching that occurs as a result. I already mentioned that I am unable to shift. But after looking inside millions of minds, I learned one thing. There are people in this world with the ability to jump between histories. That shifters exist. Hence, why I know so much about these parallel worlds.
Can I ask how
You
did
did
end up
all
with
this?
purple eyes?
Because you were curious?
When a person does something significant, it's difficult to boil the reason down to one word. Their motives are often very complex. It is the same now. To fulfill several objectives, it was necessary to trap all of you in here.
So that you can be born.
So why did you do it?
You want to know?
So that he can
It
be
is
born.
so you give birth to Phi and myself, Diana.
What do you mean?
Phi and I are the children of Diana and Sigma.
Phi is...
Yep.
Wait. They're children?
November 16th, 2029. Phi and I were born in this shelter. This was another history, of course. Shortly after, the atomic data that makes up our bodies was transported to April 1904. The transporter was located in a German research facility at that time. Our bodies reconstructed and regenerated in the export pods at that facility.
But that would mean you're actually...
Yep.
I'm 124.
You're joking.
Nope.
But Phi is...
She jumped.
A German researcher sent her to 2008. Records indicate that she was part of an experiment.
You're saying Phi jumped back in time from 2029 to the year 1904? And then forward again to 2008?
Technically, what was sent both times was simply the data makeup of Phi's body.
I heard that in 2008, the device was being studied in an American facility.
That's when an old couple who were researchers took me in.
We've gone off topic. But yes, that was one of the major goals. Everything that occurred here helped create Phi and myself. And when I say that, I am including all of the other histories. If I hadn't trapped the group of you here, then Phi and I would have never been born in our current forms.
Your current forms?
Sean, you should already know about epigenetics. You see, environmental factors determine which switches are activated within the genetic code. Reproductive cells are the same. Or perhaps I should say that the reproductive cells are the ones most affected.
Okay.
Oh, I get it.
I don't.
That's why you made Diana and Sigma play the decision game.
What do you mean?
By backing them into a crisis situation, he caused an epigenetic change within their reproductive cells. I think that's why their children were born with unique powers.
Gold Star. This is the reason I have my mind-hacking abilities. Phi was affected as well. You were born a shifter. D-Team, do you recall what was written on your wall?
No.
When a curious hate oozes calamity.
And rearranging the letters gives you...
No way. What you choose can materialize us.
Our decisions will bring you to life.
That is why the decision games were held.
So deep.
So that the Phi and me, here and now, would materialize exactly the way we are.
Oh no.
No, but...
Oh no, Phi.
Okay, so I get why you had to have Diana and Sigma go through life or death decisions. But the rest of us had nothing to do with...
I already told you. My motives are complex.
What? Wait, there's more?
What about the other two? Ah!
Fuck you, you goddamn old man!
Phi, no!
Oh my god. You just smacked your own brother.
Not your brother!
He's confused.
It's over.
Again!
You may be right.
What?
Diana, take this.
Just say mom!
You're Bluebird too.
Couldn't you just say mom?
It's ready.
program. 10 minutes until explosion.
Are you kidding?
What?
Oh no! The hell? What is this?
That's why you should have not kicked.
Hey, answer me! What's with that announcement?
Must I explain? This shelter will soon explode. You've worked so hard, only to turn on this facility's self-destruct mechanism.
Sean, access the central control computer.
It's no use. Once the Force Quit program has been activated, there is no possible way for you to reverse it.
Then what can we do?
I will tell you two good things.
What is that?
First, I suggest checking behind the bar counter.
Oh. No!
Why would you?
Gab's been...
Did you kill Gab?
Yes, with the shotgun you're holding. There wasn't much life left in him anyway.
You monster!
I never expected to hear that coming from you, Sean.
So what's the other thing? You had 2 things to tell us.
I have the ability to mind hack.
We already know that.
But I've not told you everything about it. Reading other people's thoughts isn't the only thing
He can manipulate
I can do
it.
with mind hacking.
That's why some of them push.
It only lasts a moment. But I am able to control someone's body as I wish.
That's why she can push.
Like this.
Eric, why?
He controlled him.
No, for real, my finger just...
Mind hacking.
Understand now. This is my power. So, let's begin. Your final decision game. You have 2 choices. 1, to stay here and wait to die. The other is... The other...
Just speak! Oh, man.
Hey! What's the other option?
He died!
What's the other option?
Put in the passwords! I'm sorry, honey. The whole family's down there. You killed your son.
Five minutes until explosion.
Well, what should we do?
Password!
about the
Where's all my
X-door?
papers?
And how exactly should we open it? Unless 6 people die, it's gonna stay closed. Or should we start killing each other now?
Again?
Mira?
I have an idea.
Which is?
We're going to shift, all of us, together.
Huh?
Hey, hold on. Like jumping to another history?
But they can't.
But Eric and
I'm sure it will be fine. Remember what I said? Human consciousness may be a result of quantum effects in the brain.
Oh, yeah. You said if certain conditions are met, we can also...
what are the conditions?
When you're in danger.
First, you need to be exposed to danger.
Already am.
And the other one is
To be in the vicinity of a group of shifters.
I get it.
We'll resonate. and then Mira and Eric can...
But which history are we going to jump to?
Before he
None
shoots
of the
himself.
similar histories will work. One team is likely to be dead after the vote.
And we can't shift if there are no bodies for us to jump to, right?
Then
Before he
we
shoots
need
himself.
to jump to where all of us are alive.
When we're all alive.
Do you mean
The cells! That's it!
The history, where we won the coin toss.
But then we will forget as well.
3 minutes until explosion.
I'm not sure I get it all, but it's a good idea?
What are you saying? There's no way we could do that.
Why not?
Shift isn't simply jumping into bodies in different histories.
Our consciousnesses swap places. Ours for theirs.
We'll be forcing our other selves into these bodies, and they'll die without knowing why.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
what?
She's selfish.
Well, they're all living without a care off in another history, yeah? One time, they do the coin toss once and win? Don't you think that's unfair?
Mira, you're saying they, but we're talking about ourselves here.
Well, we should consider if those people really are us.
Good point. If we assume that we here are the true versions, then the us in the other history are essentially strangers.
Even more of a reason not to.
Oh god.
If we shift to that history, then we're tossing the others under the bus to save ourselves.
The us in that history have done nothing wrong. I mean, the only thing they did was win at a coin toss.
You could say the same for us. The only thing we did was lose a coin toss. Even so, we've had to go through so much shit. We've been forced to put our lives on the line.
Besides, aren't the bodies in the other histories ours anyway?
Then why should we second guess ourselves? Huh.
You have a better idea, Q? I mean, Sean?
Explosion.
We're out of time. I'll say it again. We have two choices. We can stay here and wait for our deaths, or survive by sacrificing our other selves in another history.
That's what the bastard meant. The final decision game.
Save that log. Save that log. What happens if we don't shift? Wait, what happens if we don't do anything? There's a choice for that too? Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Boom. Bye. Along with Radical 6.
Mother, tomorrow I have holiday school, and then I go to Mira house. Mother, I want to go to Mira house. Just now. Not so healthy.
Get back your bus.
Yes, no, the Chinese is bossy.
Yes, I know.
Can you say?
Bossy.
Chinese. Bossy and also bossy.
Hurry up! Forward button! Huh? What does this mean? Oh, it's here. Let's go. Payoff 2? Oh, poor guys.
Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Neither can I.
It somehow feels like I made a bet with someone.
Oh, that's why it sounds similar.
Someone?
What kind of bet?
A whole lot of bets.
Did we all forget what happened?
Yep.
Hey, could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
I'm Sean. Boom. Everybody back on the floor. Everybody dance now. Hi, Mom. Are you alive?
Did we do it?
We're not wearing the bracelets, so I don't know the time. But
Judging by the position of the sun, it's probably noonish.
Yes.
And the date?
How would I know?
Hey, Mira. Eric. Do you remember me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely remember you.
Then we really did.
Oh, it must have worked.
Yes!
Life is unfair. Don't you think?
What?
You bastard.
17 years ago, a snail traveled down
Again?
a narrow path in the park. If that snail hadn't been there, perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life than you did. Just one small snail, and everyone's lives, even the world,
Accident.
changed.
So, what's the big deal?
Your mom's accident.
Would you just quit talking nonsense?
Dog?
I'm so glad you were safe.
You're not dead.
Of course we were. You all have shifted in from another history.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
And what exactly will that accomplish?
Exactly.
Isn't it obvious? We're throwing you in the slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone. Specifically, in this history, not a single person has died. I strongly doubt the police would listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift. The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind-hacked you. In effect, the me you know is a different person than the one before you. Can I be charged for killing someone in another history?
Right in the crotch.
If so, then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
What about conspiracy to commit?
Yeah. I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks
And it's all
over
gonna
the
explode,
shelter.
isn't it?
Unfortunately, I have removed them all. You've slept for quite a while.
How long?
Nothing is left in the shelter. No transporter, no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite.
Huh?
Why? Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died. Phi and I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6.
I hate
There
you.
is only a bright future ahead for all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
No.
But according to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
Religious fanatic, a terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story.
I know.
You said you released Radical 6 so that you could kill that person.
The me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Hey, where's that happy future you mentioned?
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Phi?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive. But yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose a future where humanity goes extinct, over 6 billion dead.
What?
No, you're wrong, Delta. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
He doesn't care.
Yeah. You're right. The future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Like how?
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
Brother.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
Whatever, my mom.
What's so funny?
What's wrong with you?
Just that.
What the hell do you mean?
I'm sure I told you in another history that my motives are complex.
Eh?
Imagine, what if none of you had experienced the events that occurred in the shelter? You're so determined now to change the future. One of the goals of all of this was to get you into that frame of mind. It's all going according to plan.
I'm confused.
Without a single casualty. I created a future where mankind will be saved. Does that upset you? Are you angry that your life was played with?
Yes.
Very well. I will give all of you one last choice.
Kill me?
With that gun there, you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to leave. I promise I won't use mind hacking on you. You are free to decide. Which shall it be? Pull the trigger or let me go.
Wait, save it before I lose it. Here, save here.
The fates of you, me, and mankind are all on the line. This is the decision game.
You! So many decisions. Huh? What? Hello? What? Now I can't skip the ending. No! What is this game? I can't skip the credits. You're toying with my feelings. No! No! Ah! My brain! In a sense, I think this was a better ending. Not the greatest, not the worst, but it's a better ending. You have all of them believing that they have killed off their other selves in the timeline. They have experienced a whole lot of things while going through all of those decisions, all of those times that they had to kill, they had to decide, they had to get angry, they had to lash out their feelings, they had to be forced to deal with. I feel sorry for Diana here. She had nothing to do with it in the first place, but because she is the one, she is the cause that had her give birth to 2 children. Just because they're the only 2 people left in that whole shelter. Some of the things here were not re-mentioned again. Because it's already said before in the second game. But there wouldn't be a second or third game if the first game had just ended right there. Because the people who developed the first game in the first place, which is Aksys. Yeah, Aksys. They made that first game because they were thinking about how time was manipulated back and forth. But so many fans were curious about who Alice was in the first game, and they demanded a second game to come out because the game was so good and so well concept out that the second game was made up. But the developers, I think they had already thought of the third game before they made the second game. Like all stories, like any story, any author would do, is whenever they have a start of a story, whenever they have a beginning of a story, they always have an end. Whenever a person, the writer had written the beginning, they have already had an ending. The task in the writing the story is to think up the middle. So the developers must have already had the beginning and the end, but they were trying to figure out what to do in the middle. This is an exact example of how things all work. Even what we do with our daily lives. We start off school and we know how we want to end off school, but we just need to know what to do with the middle to achieve the end. We start off work and we know what we want to accomplish after work, but we don't know what to do in between. We start off a homework, we start off a project, we end the homework, we end the project, but we don't know what to do during the middle. Like, let's say for some people, we start, not again. Hello. We start, like, let's say murderers. We want to kill a person and we know the result of killing the person. We know that we're either going to get executed or go to jail just because of killing the person. But we don't know what happens during the middle. That's why they go through the process of killing somebody just to see what happens in the middle. But they will never be able to go back because they already achieved the end and the goal. This game will be important to me. The most important game out of all of this. Because it's the only one that has made me think a lot. It's the only one where I have to actually think. That's related to real life and everything else. Maybe during this, there was another alternative where they had killed off Delta There's another two paths where they had killed off Delta and one where they didn't kill Delta. And that's the two words at least better than when Radical 6 came out. So in all sense, I think Delta kind of saved the world. He kind of saved the world from Radical 6. But it's thanks to him, 9 of these people are the only ones who know what happened, when it happened, where it all happened, and they all suffered just to save 6 billion. Is it 6? No, it'll be 8 billion. Just to save 8 billion lives on Earth. So the real question is here. Should we be thankful that this all happened? Or should they be thankful that it all happened? Or not? Poor dog. I would still like to know where that dog come from. Oh boy. Still now we know Akane was involved in one of the endings. That's how we came to hate her in the second game. Or I came to hate her in the second game. My daughter's just walking our way over there in the background. So I think this will be a lesson to everyone, right? Don't just think what happens in the beginning and the end. Think what's in the middle as well. I know I've said already earlier, but it's just like the same as Jake. Maybe I may have said it earlier. But J.K. Rowling has said it as well. She had a beginning and an end. The only challenge of writing her story was the middle. If you want to follow a certain path, go with it. But you also have to think the process while you're doing the end. You have to also think what you want to do during the middle. Because different outcomes in the middle will affect the ending. Not only your life, not only it will affect you or your decision or your life, but it will affect all the people around you as well. No matter what actions you do, everyone around you is affected and involved with the decisions that you make every time. Overall, I think this is really a good game. The best game to conclude the Zero Escape series. Maybe not the best in the year, maybe not the best in the whole genre, but it's the best conclusion, ending to a game, to when I first loved it back in 2009. Seven years I've dreamed of this game to finally have an ending. So yeah. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching this playlist, this series. I know by the time you have watched this, I would have been playing a different game. I would have been doing something else as well. But it's better this way. It's better that I had played it than just to follow a certain timeline. It's better that I had played it before. It's better that I had played it while I was playing other games as well. Or the channel would not or the channel would not have continued, because I am making the process, the things in the middle of my start and my end. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and want to see some more games that I've played, have played, will be playing, and is playing, and is currently playing, then just wave your wand like a sorcerer and hit that like button and the subscribe button to watch anything else that you'd like to see in my channel. It is 10:45 p.m. October 7, 2016 in my time, or my clock. So until then, this is Natnarf signing off, and have a pleasant night.